Hello friends, welcome to Dezinlife. Friends, in this series of Indian pharma business, we are ready with February 2020 analysis based on the AIOCD data with the 5 major key takeaways. Friends, if I have to describe this data in one line, I will say it's a good news to industry but with some cautions. So let's move with what are those 5 major key takeaways. The one major key takeaway, number one, is Indian pharma market in this month has recovered from the low growth of 7.7% in January 2020, that was last month, and 8.8% in December 19, that is 2 months back, and this month growth is 12.1% for the month of February 2020. So very high growth. When we compare this growth with 1 year back, that is February 2019, it was 9.8%. And when we compare with 2 years back, that is February 2018, it was 7%. So we can say in last 3 years, this is the best growth for the month of February this year. Even if you look at say MAT data, MAT February reached the highest ever sale of 1,42,658 crore with a growth of 9.7%. So last 2 months we were seeing a little low growth in the pharma industry, but this month it has come back. And if you look at some MAT data also, which last couple of years it is going on with the 9.6, 9.7, 9.8 kind of percent, it looks absolutely average and monthly growth looking fabulous. That's really indeed a good news. The second good news is, or you can say second major key takeaway is about the growth drivers. You know, last few months, industry was struggling with the low unit growth or low volume growth. This month, that is month of February, as if you look at which are the growth driver from the 12.1% of industry growth, the unit growth or volume growth has been 3.8%, which can be considered very high. And if you look at say this month other growth driver, that is price growth of 5.4% remain stagnant as it was earlier, and new product contribution, that is 2.9%, that also remain by and large as such. The major highlight as far as growth driver is concerned, that is high unit growth or high volume growth. If we look at say unit growth in last 12 months, the average unit growth or volume growth has been only 1.7%. So this is a little more than double, you can say. Or even if you look at say MAT data, MAT February 2020 growth drivers, the volume growth has been 1.9%, and this month it is 3.8%, just double. It's a really very good news because industry has been struggling with the low volume growth, and just doubling of the new volume growth is pleasant news. The third good news with little caution is about unit growth in the non-NLEM products. We have been seeing in last few months, it is NLEM product which have the unit growth much better than the non-NLEM product. But when we look at say month of February, first we look at say value growth. Value growth of NLEM product and non-NLEM products are almost similar, just 0.1% difference, so we don't see much of the difference. But when we see unit growth of NLEM product for the month of February is 5.7%, against the non-NLEM product unit growth is 4%. So this gap, which used to be much bigger in the past, has narrowed down. Even if you look at this gap in the MAT data, MAT February 2020 data, NLEM product is growing by unit wise 2.8%, and non-NLEM product just by 0.9%. It's really very good news, but this news is a message. What is the message is that still NLEM product unit growth is much better than the non-NLEM product. The industry need to focus more on NLEM product also because they are the volume giver and the unit growth is consistently more than the non-NLEM product. And secondly, even if you look at say MAT point of view, still it is almost 3 times more growth. So it's a good that NLEM product units are growing better, but there is a message also, don't forget NLEM products. And friends, fourth major key takeaway where the major caution lies is when we look at say February month 12.1%, that is high growth. So when we little dissect this growth, all the major companies and all the major therapeutic segment are shown very good growth. If you look at company wise, all the top 10 companies of the Indian pharma industry, they register growth of more than 10%. McLeod being highest at 21.41% and lowest among them is Cipla 10.4%, which means everybody is growing great. And when you look at segment point of view, all the top major nine segment is starting from anti-infective and up to CNS segment. All these 9 segment, which can consider as a major one, has shown growth of more than 10%. Even just to give you example, respiratory segment has grown by 17.9%, and such a major segment like anti-infective, which is not so seasonal month, has grown by 14.1%. So this gives the caution where everything is growing, all the segments are growing double digit, all the major companies are going double digit. Now why this growth is all about suddenly in this month? Now there can be 3 reasons. One is last 2 months the growth was low. They say spillover effect in this month, and that's why showing a better growth where everything is growing good. And secondly, AIOCD data, we may not look at, say, analyze only 1 month, but when you look at continuously in 2-3 months, it average out is better. So maybe we have to wait for the next month, how next month data come, and then we look at whether this really growth is, sustainable or not. And third reason can be, friends, it's where there can be excess purchase because of panic of the coronavirus. So because of corona fear, there can be excess stocking, and that may be result into this kind of high growth. So we have to wait for 1 month or 2, because before being accept, yes, we started growing by 12.1%. So there's a little caution about this upswing because everything is growing high. And friends, fifth and last major key takeaway for the month is, when we analyze the new company launch or new corporate launch in last 3 years, so we have analyzed there was 44 companies has launched in last 3 years, and out of the 44 company, it is only one company which has crossed 10 crore mark in the annual sale in February, May 2020, which means new company or new corporate coming with the new Me Too products or Me Too strategy or Me Too overall business modules are not making big. So this is again a message to the industry that any Me Too approach, any Me Too product, any just you go and launch is not going to work. So friends, these were the major 5 key takeaways for the February 2020 MET analysis. I hope this will be useful to you. Thank you very much for watching us today. Thank you, friends.